A while back, one of my neighbors dropped by with this really cool old cast iron rendering kettle, and he would like to have a stand made for this, so that's what we're going to look at in today's video. Now, it'd be really easy to just make something welded up, and he'd probably be happy with that, but I think we can do better. I'm going to use some 1-inch round bar with slit drifted holes, big rivets, maybe some little scrolls on the end of the legs, and make him something that's a little bit more special. 67 inches. Well, that's a pretty close fit right now. I'm going to need to round it up a little bit more, but I think I want to do the forge weld first because it's going to change a little bit as I'm working the forge weld. Plus, as I refine the weld, I'm going to be reducing the area where I've previously upset it. So it's going to get just a little bit bigger, should slide down the kettle just a little bit more. So I think we're right on the money with this, but this forge weld is one that will be better done over in the coal forge. So I need to light a fire over there. Then we can get this weld taken care of. Now, does this really require a forge weld? No, it really doesn't. This could easily have been left square, beveled, and MIG welded. It would have been just fine. Nobody but me ever would have known that I'd done it that way. And without the coal forge being available, that's probably what I would have done. But I want to embrace forge welding more and become more proficient at it, so this is a good way to do that. That's a lot of clinker for only about an hour's worth of work. Like so many projects, this turned out to be way more labor intensive than I gave it credit for. But I'm really happy with the way it came out. I think Dave's going to be pleased with it. It's way more than he was asking for. But I've been working on this for about a week, into July, early August, been 80, 90 degrees in the shop. It's been a hot, sweaty job. I'm sure I'm a filthy mess at the end of today, just like I have been every other day. But like I say, I'm thrilled with the way it came out. Now, some of you are probably wondering, why did I do a forge weld on the ring and then incorporate electric welding when I secured the legs? Well, the project didn't need to have the ring forge welded. In fact, you could have done it in some kind of an open ring or some other form of stand. All he wanted was a stand for the kettle. He had no other instructions. So an electric weld would have been absolutely fine with that. And if I was charging him by the hour for this and actually charging him for my labor, I would not have done the forge weld because that really pushes the time up. That was another hour to do the weld, maybe an hour additional just to clean everything up and get it all round because of the abuse it takes during welding. And it would have been a lot easier to make the round ring with butted ends and do an electric weld on that. But I wanted the experience of doing the forge weld, so that's what I did. And that was purely for personal experience on my part. As far as the legs go, I really like the look of the single rivet, but ultimately those are going to get loose and they're going to be a little wobbly. You could drift them square and put a square pin through there and it would be better, but sooner or later they're still going to get a little bit loose. It's just not quite enough to secure this, especially if they actually use this. Put a fire under it, get it hot, things expand, contract, and have the heavy weight that might be in that kettle. I don't know how much a kettle full of lard weighs, but I'm guessing 20 or 30 pounds. So it probably would have stressed that. So while I get the aesthetic look of the single rivet and the slit and drifted holes, I get the security of the electric weld. This isn't going to want to shift. It does seal up the top and around the edges of that joint, so it's less likely to get water in it. I assume this will probably sit outside as a yard ornament most of the time. And that way it's going to hold up longer. There's not going to be as much corrosion possibility down inside that joint. The other thing welding does for you, even if a rivet or rivets are the primary joinery method, is it holds everything in place. I don't have a helper in the shop, and trying to hold everything with vice grips and clamps while you set a rivet is really unpredictable. They always fall off, things shift, things move, and a little bit of a tack weld to keep everything in place can really make your life a lot easier. So there's a lot of reasons why I think the weld was the way to go on this. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it or the best way to do it. It's just the way I chose to do it this time. If I ever do something like this again, I might come up with a different plan. Anyway, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch today's video, with a special shout out to my channel members and my Patreon patrons. Channel members receive early access to the videos, while Patreon patrons at a certain level not only receive early access, but they receive the videos ad-free and occasionally some exclusive content all over on Patreon. So if you're interested in any of that, you might want to check out Patreon. But again, thank you to all of you for watching, and thank you, Dave, for giving me the opportunity to try this out. This was a fun project to work on. In the meantime, I hope you have time in your day to get out to your shop, have fun, make something, but stay safe, wear your safety glasses, and we will see you for the next video.